Ever walk around your house and just, like, wonder what's hiding in your carpets? I mean, we're constantly walking on them. Our pets are, well, being pets on them. But do we ever really stop and think about what's lurking beneath the surface?
It's not something that crosses your mind every day, that's for sure.
Right. But get this. Did you know that the average carpet can hide up to 4 times its weight in dirt?
You're kidding?
Nope. That's like having, like, an entire extra house guest living underfoot that you never invited.
That's a pretty icky thought when you put it that way.
It really is. But don't worry, today we're diving deep into the science of cleaning. And not just carpets, we're talking upholstery, mattresses, even those hard floors.
Everything's getting clean today.
Everything.
Yeah.
We've got this super interesting document here. It's all about the absolute best ways to get rid of those dust bunnies and keep our homes, healthy and clean.
Sounds right up our alley.
It really is. So, when we think about cleaning, we often think about the stuff we can see, the crumbs, the pet hair, the occasional mystery stain.
Oh, definitely.
But what we often overlook is this whole other world, a microscopic world of dust mites and allergens and bacteria, all of which, by the way, impact the air that we breathe every single day.
It's true. Out of sight, out of mind, right? But just because we can't see them doesn't mean they're not there.
Exactly. So it's not just about aesthetics, it's about our health too.
100%. Take carpets, for example. Think of them like a giant air filter for your home. They trap all those particles, the good and the bad.
Makes sense?
But now imagine if you never clean that air filter.
Okay, that's a thought. I'd be breathing in all sorts of nasty stuff.
Exactly. And that's essentially what's happening when we neglect our carpets.
But how do we even begin to tackle this hidden world of dirt? Especially when it comes to something as, large and constantly used as our carpets.
Right. It can seem daunting.
It really can. Thankfully, though, our deep dive source today, it goes into a bunch of different cleaning methods. Let's start with one that sounds pretty intense: hot water extraction. It's also known as steam cleaning.
Oh, yeah. Steam cleaning.
Is that really like a spa day for your carpets? Blasting away the dirt with super hot water and, well, steam.
It's a pretty accurate way to describe it. The heat is really the key there. It's what makes it so effective for sanitization. There was this study, a really prominent one, that our source cites. It was published in the Journal of Environmental Health, and the results were really impressive.
Oh, really? What did they find?
Well, they found that steam cleaning can eliminate to get ready for it, 97% of bacteria.
97%.
Seriously.
Seriously. And if that's not impressive enough, get this, it can also eliminate a whopping 99% of dust mites.
Okay, so we're talking about serious deep cleaning here.
We are. When it comes to a truly deep clean, it's hard to beat. But it's not just about the heat. Our source also mentioned that the extraction part of the process is just as important.
Extraction. What is that exactly?
So think of it like wringing out a sponge, right? You don't want to just get it wet. You want to get rid of all that dirty water. That makes sense.
And that's essentially what the extraction part of steam cleaning does. It sucks up all that grime that we loosened up with that blast of hot steam.
So it's kind of like a 1-2 punch. The heat weakens the dirt and grime, and then the extraction sucks it all away.
Exactly. And that, my friend, is why hiring someone who's really skilled in using these machines is so crucial. They know exactly how to use the equipment to get those really amazing results.
So it's not as simple as just like buying a steam cleaner and going to town on your carpets.
Well, you could, but you probably wouldn't get the same results. It's a bit more nuanced than that. You want someone who knows what they're doing.
Someone who's a pro, right?
Yeah.
Makes sense. But, okay, say you need something a bit quicker, especially if you've got, high traffic areas in your house. I feel like that's where dry cleaning comes in, right?
It definitely has its place. Dry cleaning is much faster, much more convenient, and it's great for, like you said, high traffic areas or for businesses that just can't afford to have those carpets out of commission for too long.
I can imagine. But is it as effective as steam cleaning?
That's the catch. It's more of a surface clean. Think of it like when you dust your furniture. It freshens things up, but you're not really getting down into the nitty-gritty like a good polish would.
So it's like a quick refresh, not a deep clean.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Now this next one, it sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, encapsulation cleaning.
Oh, yeah, encapsulation cleaning. That one's cool.
Tell me everything. Our source says it uses detergents that basically crystallize, and then those crystals trap all the dirt particles.
It's wild. It's like they create these microscopic cleaning robots that capture the dirt within themselves. And the coolest part,
What's that?
it's way more environmentally friendly because you're using way less water than you would with traditional methods.
That's awesome. So it's like those cleaning wipes you use in between vacuuming. Super helpful, but not like the be-all, end-all solution.
You got it. It's great for upkeep, but when you need that deep clean, nothing beats hot water extraction.
Good to know. Okay, we've tackled carpets. Let's move on to furniture. My sofa's looking at me nervously right now. It's got to be another one of those havens for dust mites and allergens, right?
Oh, absolutely. And just like with carpets, the type of fabric you're dealing with matters a lot.
Because you wouldn't, like, clean silk the same way you'd clean denim.
Precisely. Our source really stresses the importance of talking to professionals about those fabric-specific cleaning methods, to make sure you're not ruining your precious furniture.
So don't just grab any old cleaning product and go to town on, like, your grandma's antique armchair.
That's a recipe for disaster. A
Yeah.
big no-no. And this is where a patch test can really be your best friend.
Patch test.
Yeah. Ask your cleaner to test whatever solution they're going to use on a hidden part of the furniture first, just to be extra safe.
I like the way you think. A little insurance for your furniture.
Exactly.
Okay, now let's talk about the one piece of furniture that we probably spend the most time on: mattresses. They have to be like the silent sufferers of dust mites and allergens, quietly accumulating those unwanted guests over time.
Oh, they are. And remember, dust mites, those guys are microscopic. So even if your mattress looks perfectly clean, you could have a whole ecosystem in there that you just can't see.
That's a thought, and not a good one.
Definitely not. That's why our source suggests kind of a two-pronged approach to really tackle those critters.
Oh, tell me more. What does a two-pronged approach for cleaning a mattress entail?
First, you've got to vacuum, like really get in there with a vacuum cleaner to get rid of all that surface-level dust and debris. Then it's time to bring out the big guns.
The big guns.
Yep. UVC light.
Okay, I'll be honest. I don't know what UVC light is, but it sounds kind of intense.
It's pretty cool. Basically, you know how sunlight is naturally a disinfectant?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Well, UVC light is like a super-powered version of sunlight. It's specifically this wavelength of ultraviolet light that's really, really effective at killing bacteria, and you guessed it, dust mites.
So it's like giving your mattress a concentrated dose of sunshine, even when it's, like, cloudy outside.
Exactly. It's like a spa day for your mattress.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
What about steam cleaning, though? Is that ever a good idea for mattresses?
It can be, but, and this is a big but, there are a few things to keep in mind before you go breaking out the steamer.
Lay it on me.
Yeah.
What do we need to know?
First and foremost, drying time. A steam-cleaned mattress can take a whole day to fully dry. Imagine sleeping on a damp mattress. Not ideal, right?
Oh, no. That sounds awful.
Yeah, you want to make sure it's completely dry before you sleep on it again. The other thing to consider is that not all mattresses are created equal. Some are a lot more sensitive to moisture than others.
Like certain fabrics or materials.
Exactly. Foam mattresses, for example, those are especially susceptible to moisture damage. You don't want to get water trapped inside the foam because that can lead to mold growth.
Oh, yuck. That definitely defeats the purpose of cleaning it in the first place.
Right. So if you're thinking about steam cleaning your mattress, it's always best to check the manufacturer's instructions first and maybe even consult with a professional, just to be safe.
Solid advice. Always better to be safe than sorry. Right on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to something as important as a good night's sleep.
Okay, so we've covered carpets, we've talked about upholstery, and we've dived into the wonderful world of mattresses. Now, we have to talk about hard floors. Even those seemingly easy-to-clean surfaces need some love, don't they?
They do. It's easy to think they don't get as dirty, but they do.
I know. They really do.
And just like with everything else we've talked about, the type of material, whether it's tile, vinyl, natural stone, that's going to make a difference in how you need to clean it, you wouldn't use the same cleaner on delicate marble that you'd use on ceramic tile, right?
Oh, that sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
So what kinds of things should we be thinking about when it comes to cleaning our hard floors?
Well, our source emphasizes using pH-neutral cleaners as much as possible, especially for those sensitive materials like natural stone. Harsh chemicals, those can actually strip away the protective layers of these materials and make them more vulnerable to damage over time.
So it's like, what, using a Brillo pad on a delicate china plate?
Exactly. Not a good look. And it can actually do more harm than good in the long run.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, I've always wondered about cleaning grout lines. They seem to attract dirt like a magnet. Steam cleaning seems like it would be amazing for blasting away dirt in those hard-to-reach places, but could it also damage the grout over time?
That's a great question, and you're right to be a little bit cautious. While steam cleaning can be great for giving your floors a deep clean, our research shows that using it too much can actually wear down the grout. Yeah, it's about finding that balance, between a deep clean and preserving those surfaces.
It's like walking a tightrope between cleanliness and caution.
Exactly.
Wow, this deep dive is really making me rethink my entire cleaning routine.
It's eye-opening, isn't it?
It really is. What else does our source have to say about this wild world of cleaning?
It really is amazing when you stop and think about it. We think we're just like wiping away a few crumbs, but there's a whole science behind it.
I know, right? This whole deep dive has really opened my eyes. I mean, I knew cleaning was important, but I never realized how much there was to know.
It reminds me of cooking a little bit, you know?
Oh, how so?
Well, you can follow a recipe without really understanding it, but once you learn the science behind like why certain ingredients work together, you become a way better cook.
Okay, I like that analogy. So, what else can we learn from our little deep dive here into the science behind cleaning? Are there any more, like, mind-blowing facts we should know about?
Oh, there totally are. Remember that crazy statistic we mentioned earlier about carpets? How they can hold up to 4 times their weight in dirt?
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever forget that one.
Well, it's not just like some random number that someone made up. The American Lung Association, they do a ton of research on indoor air quality and, well, their findings on carpets. Pretty eye-opening.
Okay, so you're really hitting home that this isn't just about, like, making our homes look nice. It's about the air we're breathing, too.
Exactly. All those allergens and dust mites hiding in our carpets, they can really do a number on our respiratory systems, especially for folks who have allergies or asthma.
Makes you want to go vacuum right now, doesn't it?
Right. And don't forget those deep cleans we talked about earlier. Those are super important.
Absolutely. And it's not just carpets. We talked about how that UVC light can really target those microscopic troublemakers in mattresses and upholstery, too.
It's true. UVC light, it's like a secret weapon when it comes to sanitizing. Our source even mentions studies that show it can kill something like 99.9% of bacteria and dust mites.
Wait, 99.9%? Are you serious?
Dead serious.
And all this time, I just thought those UV lights were for those blacklight posters.
Well, they do have their more practical uses, that's for sure.
That's for sure. Speaking of which, did you know that you can use steam cleaning on more than just carpets and upholstery and mattresses?
Wait, really? What else are you supposed to steam clean?
Well, according to our source, it can work wonders on hard floors,
Get out of town.
especially tile and grout.
Huh. I would have thought that was a bad idea.
I know, right? I've always been a little afraid to use anything other than, like, a mop and some floor cleaner on my tile.
Well, it turns out that steam can be really effective on those hard surfaces.
Really? How come?
Well, think about it. That super hot steam, it helps loosen up all that dirt and grime, and then that force of the steam, when it's applied, it helps remove all that gunk from those hard-to-reach places like those pesky grout lines.
So it's like giving your floors a spa day, too.
Exactly. Who knew cleaning could be so relaxing?
Right. I'm starting to think that everything needs a spa day. But on a serious note, that's a really good option for people who are trying to avoid using a lot of harsh chemicals in their homes.
Oh, for sure. It's all about using the right tools and the right techniques for the job, you know?
Speaking of which, we've talked a lot about different cleaning methods, but we haven't really gotten into how to choose the right people for the job, have we?
Oh, that's such a good point. It's kind of like you wouldn't trust an amateur with a complicated medical procedure, right? You want to make sure you're hiring qualified professionals for the job.
Right. So how can you tell the difference between, the cleaning pros and the amateurs?
Well, one of the things that our source really emphasized was looking for certifications.
Certifications.
Yeah, like from reputable organizations that set industry standards. Organizations like the local equivalent of the Carpet and Rug Institute in your country, for example. They also provide a lot of training to cleaning professionals.
So it's kind of like when you check to see if your doctor is board certified.
Exactly. You want to have the peace of mind knowing that they've got the knowledge and the experience to do the job right. And never be afraid to ask potential cleaners about their process, like what methods do they use, what kind of cleaning agents do they use, especially if you have allergies or pets.
That's such a good reminder. Sometimes, those strong cleaning products, they do more harm than good, especially for us sensitive noses out there.
Tell me about it. And you know what else can be a goldmine of information? Customer reviews.
Oh, man. Online reviews. They can be brutal.
They can. But that also means they can be super helpful.
All right.
It's like having a friend give you the inside scoop before you hire someone.
Exactly. And don't forget about those personal recommendations. Like if someone you trust raves about their cleaning service, it's usually a good sign.
Oh, absolutely. Word of mouth is still some of the best advertising out there.
So to sum it all up, when you're trying to choose a cleaning service, do your research. Check for those certifications, read the reviews, And don't be afraid to ask a ton of questions.
Don't be shy. It's worth it to take the time to find someone that you trust and, someone who understands your needs.
It's an investment in your home, your health, your peace of mind. Now, before we let you go, we want to leave you with a little something to think about. So as we start wrapping up our little deep dive here, our deep dive into this surprisingly fascinating world of cleaning, what would you say is the main takeaway? What should our listeners be thinking about as they're like looking around their homes, seeing everything with these fresh new eyes?
Well, I think for me, it's really about shifting our perspective a little bit.
Oh, okay. Tell me more about that.
Well, we tend to think about cleaning as a chore,
Well,
right?
something you just have to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Something we do because we have to, not necessarily because we want to. But what this deep dive has really shown us, at least what it shown me, is that it's so much more than that. It's about creating a healthier, happier space for ourselves and our families.
Right. And we've learned so much about the science behind it all.
Exactly. It's not just about scrubbing until things look clean. It's about understanding why certain methods work better than others.
It's like we've been cleaning on autopilot this whole time, and now we can be more intentional about it.
100%.
Yeah.
Instead of just going through the motions, we can actually stop and think about the why behind each cleaning method.
I like that. Like, why is hot water abstraction so good at getting rid of dust mites?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that UVC light such a game changer for mattresses?
Exactly. The more we understand the science behind it all, the better equipped we are to make smarter decisions about how we're cleaning our homes.
So knowledge is power, even when it comes to something as, seemingly simple as cleaning.
100%. And remember that statistic we talked about? The one about carpets holding up to 4 times their weight in dirt?
Oh, yeah. How could I forget? It's burned into my brain now.
Right. Well, it's not meant to scare anyone. It's meant to empower us. Because now we know, now that we're aware of what's hiding in our homes, we can actually do something about it.
Exactly. We've got so many options now, too.
Yeah.
We got all these cleaning methods. We can go all in with a deep clean, like bring in the big guns with steam cleaning, or we can do a quick refresh with dry cleaning, or even send in those microscopic cleaning robots with encapsulation cleaning.
And let's not forget about the importance of, calling in the professionals sometimes. It's like you wouldn't hesitate to call a plumber if your sink was leaking. Right.
Never.
Exactly. So why should we treat our homes any differently?
That's a great way to look at it. And we learned all about how to find those cleaning superheroes, too. Checking certifications, reading customer reviews, asking for personal recommendations. It's all about finding the right cleaning crew for your needs.
You got it.
Well said. This deep dive has definitely given me a lot to think about, I have to say, and I hope it's done the same for our listeners. Any final words of wisdom from the cleaning guru herself before we wrap things up for today?
Oh, you're making me blush. Well, I guess I would just say, embrace it. Embrace the science of cleaning. It might seem kind of, I don't know, boring on the surface, but once you dig a little deeper, there's this whole world of cool facts and techniques out there. It's really quite interesting.
I love that. Embrace the science of cleaning. I think that's our motto from now on.
I love it.
Well, it's been so fun, diving deep into this surprisingly captivating topic with you all today. Remember, knowledge is power. And a little bit of cleaning can go a really long way in creating a happy and healthy home environment. So until next time, everyone, stay curious and keep those surfaces sparkling. We'll be back next week with a whole new deep dive. We'll be talking all about the exciting and often very confusing world of social media marketing. It's going to be a good one. We'll see you all then.